Hello friends, welcome. Today we would be looking at a class of problems, type of problems which involve two rates. Okay. So these problems are known as combined rate problems because they require us to combine two rates. So here is an example. Now many students, as soon as they see these kind of problems, they start looking for formulas which they can directly apply to these problems and solve them, right? But if you are looking at formulas, if you are looking only for formulas without understanding the problem, then you are in big trouble, because this problem you can probably solve using a formula. Maybe there is a formula to solve this problem, but what happens if in exam you get this kind of problem, right? So there is a constant tension, between the students and the examiner, the people who set the paper, the people who are writing, who are making the problems in the paper. They want to test whether a student is able to understand the problem, and they would always give problems. The paper would always benefit those students which understand the problem, who can really read and understand the problem. So if you are looking for direct formulas, you are always at a disadvantage. You won't be able to score as much as the students who really understand the problem. So in this class, so I am not against using the formulas, use them by all means, but always understand the problem, always understand what we are trying to do. So in this class, we won't be using any formulas. We would be trying to understand how to solve any and all such problems, and by the end of this class, in the next 15 minutes, you would be able to solve these problems, this kind of problem, even this complicated problem, in under a minute. So let's start. So combined rate problems, the problems which involve two rates, obviously have two people, two entities, two things. So here is a person, he is finishing up a wall, he is painting a wall, right? And let's say that he takes certain amount of days, 2 days, to complete this entire portion. Okay. There is another person who can also do the color job, and let's say that this person can do the work in 3 days. So there are two people, one can finish the work in 2 days, there is another person who can do the work in 3 days. Now the question would ask you how long it would take for both of them, right? If they are working together, how long it would take for this entire paint job to get finished, right? So now they are working together. So what can we add here, right? Obviously these people are working together, so something needs to get added. But what is it which is getting added here? Can I add these times? These 2 days and 3 days, obviously this is time, right? So can I add these times? Is it okay if I add these times? That's probably not correct, because if I add these times, the answer would be 5 days. If one person is taking 2 days, another person is taking 3 days, obviously if they are working together, the amount of time should decrease. So this 5 days doesn't seem to be correct. So what should get added? Think about it. So what we can add when people are working together is rate, right? So the rate of work we can add. So how much work this person is doing in 1 day? This person is doing half a house in 1 day. And how much work is this person doing in 1 day? This person is doing 1/3 house in 1 day. Obviously that is the case, because half plus half is 1. So the work would be completed in 2 days by this person, and 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3, and so this person can complete the job in 3 days. So these rates, if they are working together, at the end of the day, if I go to the house, what would I see? Half house would be painted by this person, and 1/3 house would be painted by this person. So if they are working together, I can probably, right, or not only probably, I can add their rates. I can add their rate of work. So this is the trick, this is the essence of all such questions. You can always add the rate of work done by two people, 2 or 3 or more people. Okay, and these questions are based on this basic concept. In some questions, we'll see very soon, we can add or subtract the effort, the total amount of work that needs to be done. Right? But we can never add and subtract the time the time they need to complete the work. So time is typically not added and subtracted. Rates can be added, effort can be added. So let's move on. Let's try to solve this simple problem. So this person Rajesh, he can build a house in 2 days. I mean, he is a very fast worker. By the way, let me tell you that, because I would love to have him build my house in 2 days. Wow. So this person Rajesh can build a house in 2 days. So what is his rate of work? Half house per day. We already saw this. And there is this apprentice, right? He's a student who can complete the house in 3 days. So what is his rate of work? How much house does he complete in 1 day? 1/3 house per day. So now if they are working together in 1 day, how much house would be completed? Half plus 1/3. So the 3 plus 5, which is 5/6 house per day. Right? So now the question asks us, how long will it take them to build the complete house? They are completing 5/6 of a house in 1 day. So 5/6, we'll apply unitary method here. We studied this in the last class. Okay, house in 1 day. So one house, one full house would be completed in 6/5 days. Very simple. Okay, so this thing would get inverted when it comes here, right? And this is something we studied in the last class. This thing would become a reciprocal when it comes here. So very simple. Okay, moving on, this is another problem where students who are trying to just apply a formula. This problem is very simple, probably like a 15-second problem, hardly a 15-second problem. But students who try to apply formulas would completely miss this problem. Okay, student A writes 2 essays, each are, right? So what is the rate here? The rate is given directly in the question. The rate is right here, 2 essays per hour. This person can do 3 essays per hour. So if they are working together, can I add these rates? Yes, I can, right? But many students, I don't know why they do this, but what they do is they make it half, and half is R per essays, right? And then they try to add it with 1/3, and the unit of this thing is R per essays, right? The amount of time required by them to complete one essay, which is nonsense, because we are again starting to add times, which is wrong, right? We can only add rates. So another thing right here I should point out, we should always write the units, right? Because units, they help us a lot in solving these problems, whether you explicitly write them, whether you keep them in your head, but you should always be aware of these units. If you were aware of these units, you would never miss this question. You would straight away say that the combined rate of work is 2 plus 3, which is equal to 5 essays per hour. Right? So how long it will take them to finish one essay? They can do 5 essays in 1 hour, so it would take them 1/5 of an hour. Extremely simple, like a 2-liner, right? So don't look for formulas. Look for formulas only after you understand the problem. Like, use them as shortcuts. Okay, and I'm providing you a list of formulas at the bottom of this video in the description section, so you can refer to that. But for now, we won't be using the formulas. Now here is another problem. Okay, this is again a very simple question. I'm telling you, this is again less than a minute question. But the problem is, if you are looking for some kind of formula to solve this problem, you will stumble. So now there are two people, A and B. They are doing some work. This guy takes 12 days and B takes 18 days to complete a work. So the rate of work of this guy is 1/12, 1/18, and the unit for this rate is work per day. So 1/12 of the work is completed in 1 day by A, 1/18 of work is completed in 1 day by B. And now the question asks us, if they are working alternatively, right? So they are working AB, they are working alternately, if they are doing the work on alternate days, how long it will take them to complete the job, right? So that is the question. So they will work for a certain number of days. So instead of solving the problem on each day, we will solve this problem by taking pairs of days. Okay, so what is the total amount of work which gets done? 1/12 plus 1/18, which is equal to 5 by 36 work gets done in per 2 days. In 2 days total 5 by 36 of work would be done. So again we are taking pairs of days. This is the unit of time, 2 days, 2 days, 2 days. Okay. And now what do I need to find out? I need to find out how much one work would be completed in how many days. So for full work, how many days would be required? 36 by 5, which means 7 full days, 7 full pairs of days, 7 full pairs of days would be required. 7 pairs of days plus certain amount of time, certain more amount of time. Okay. So 7 pairs of days, which means total of 14 days would be required, and then on top of it, because 7 5s is 35, so 7 pairs of days, and then there will be some remainder left. So thus there is some additional time which would be required. So they work for this is 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair, 7 pair, and then on 15 day, so this is 14 days they have to work. On 15 day it would be A's turn to do the work. And how much time would A require? So for that we have to find out how much work would be completed in 14 pairs of days. So how much work would be completed in 14 pairs of days? They do 5/36 of work every 2 days, right? Together, right? A is working, B is working, every 2 days they do 5/36 of work. So in 7 pairs of days they would do 35 by 36 of work is done. And how much work is left? 1 by 36. So 1 by 36 work is left, and this has to be completed by A on day 15th. What is the speed of A? A can do one complete work in 12 days. So 1/36 of work A will do in 12 by 36, which is equal to 1/3 day. So now we know that together if they work on alternate days, they would complete the work in 14 full days and 1/3 plus 1/3 day on which A is working. So 14 1 by 3 is your answer. So again, this is not very difficult. I am explaining, so it takes me slightly longer time. It is not very difficult, but it cannot be solved by applying the formulas directly. You have to understand what you are doing. And this is what, mind you, this is what your examiner is looking at. This is what the questions are trying to do. They are trying to get you to understand the problem, not really directly apply the formulas. So let's move on. Now this is an effort problem, okay? Remember I told you that we can add or subtract rates, and we can add or subtract the effort. So think about this problem for 1 second, right? A project can be done by 70 men in 100 days. So we are given that how much time, how much total effort needs to go into a project. It needs 70 men and 100 days. This is the total effort which needs to go. And now we are being given that 80 men worked for some 50 days. So we know how much effort has already been put in. Now after that, after 50 days, 20 of them went away. So 20 people went away. How many people are left? 60. So the question asks us how much time it would take these 60 people to complete the job. So we have to first find out how much effort is remaining for these 60 people. So this is why this is an effort problem. That is why it is an effort problem. Let's see how we can do that. So 70 into 100 is the total effort required, and the unit for this effort is 7,000 men days. We can directly write this unit. Men days is the total effort required, and 80 people worked for 50 days. So 4,000 men days of effort has already been put in. So now these 60 people, like 20 people left, so only 60 men are now working on this project. So these 60 men have to put in how much effort? 3,000. So 60 men have to put in 3,000 men days of effort to complete the project. Obviously the 60 men have to put 3000 man days. So how many days they would have to work? They would have to work 3000 divided by 60. So this is the unit for this is man days. The unit for 60 is men. So men and men cancel and you are left with days. So that's why I say if you keep the units with you, if you understand the units, then the problem would become even simpler. And the answer is 50 days. Very simple. Right? Very simple problem. Right? But solve it in terms of effort. Understand that it's an effort problem and not really a rate problem. Okay? That's why I kept it here to make some distinction. Now this next problem is a rate problem. So we have to keep that in mind. Again, we have to keep that in mind. And why is it a rate problem? It looks very similar to the last problem that we discussed, but it is a rate problem because there are some people who are working together. So it's a combined rate problem. So let's see, 8 men can complete a piece of work in 20 days. So what is the rate of working for men? So men work at a rate of 1 by 8 divided by 20 work per day per men. And for women, what is it? For women, what would be the corresponding thing? 1 by 8 divided by 32 work per day per woman. So notice I keep the units here. It makes my job very easy. Now can I add these two, right? They are working together. So can I add these two? Not really, right? If you think about it, this rate and this rate are in different units. You cannot directly add them. But I have been given some more data. So look closely. In this new scenario, we have 5 men and 8 women. So what would be their rate of work per day? Can I find out their rate of work per day for 5 men? Yes, it would be 5 divided by 80 into 20 work. Right? Together they would do this much work per day. And for women, the corresponding thing would be 8 divided by, right? So this dot is a short form for multiplication. Right? I can use them interchangeably. This is a shortcut essentially. Work per day. So the women together would do this much work per day. Now can I add these rates? Yes, I can, because they are in same units. So let's add them. How much work if they work together? What would be their combined rate? Their combined rate would be, if you solve this, it would be 1 by 16th work per day. Very simple. So how many days it would take them to complete the work? Obviously 1/16th of work is done in one day. So in 16 days the work would be completed. So the answer is 16 days. Very, very simple, right? If you understand the problem, it just comes to you. It just comes to you naturally. It speaks to you. Let's move on. Now the next two questions that we would discuss need slight algebra. So if you are not an expert in algebra, don't worry, right? I mean, algebra is when we have to use variables like x. So if you are not an expert, don't worry. We'll discuss these in future classes, how to deal with algebra, quadratic equations and those kind of things. But concept again doesn't really require you to understand algebra. Okay, so the concept is very simple. Now there is this experienced bricklayer. I mean, he's laying twice as many bricks as his student, so he's able to do that. So let's say that my apprentice can, or the student can lay x bricks per hour. That's his rate of work, the rate of work for a student. So what would be the rate of work for this experienced person? Obviously, since he can work twice as fast, his rate would be 2x bricks per hour. What would be their combined rate? I can add the rates. It's very simple. So the combined rate would be 3x bricks per hour. I can see this much. Okay. So what happens after the bricklayers work together on a job for 6 hours? So they are working on this job together for 6 hours. So in 6 hours, how many bricks will they be able to lay? 3x into 6 bricks. Now after this point, only the apprentice is left, only the student is left, the senior person goes away, and the senior person, then the apprentice, the student works for 12 more hours. So he is able to lay, how many bricks would he be able to lay? 12 into x bricks. Right, now we are being asked, this is the total amount of bricks that they had to lay for this job. So this is the total effort. Now we are being asked, how long would it take the experienced bricklayer working alone to do the job? So if this person is working alone, if this senior person was working alone, how long would it take for him to do the job? So how long is the time? So time is total work divided by, so this is the total work, this is the total amount of bricks that had to be laid. So this is the total work, total number of bricks, and experienced person can lay 2x bricks per hour. So if I divide it by 2x, right, this rate, then I know how many hours it would take the experienced person to complete the job. So the answer would be x and x cancel out. Notice that I could have used x here, or I could have as well used 1. That would have been fine too. Okay. This x and x cancel out, 2 gets cancelled out, and the answer is 15 days. 15 hours. Okay. Right. So here it is bricks per hour. Another thing to notice is, don't solve the problem, don't simplify until you have the final expression. Once you have the final expression and you simplify, your task would become much easier. So don't simplify. Simplify only once you get to the end. Now again, this problem requires some algebra. So this one would require actually a quadratic equation. You would need to solve a quadratic equation. So if you are not able to do that, it is fine, but concept again is very, very simple. Concept is again very simple. So A and B working together can finish painting a home in 6 days. So we are already given this data, that if they are working together, A plus B, if they are working together, they can finish the job in 6 days. So what is their combined rate of work? Their combined rate of work is 1/6 home per day. This is already given. Now let's assume that if the time, so this is rate of A plus rate of B is 1/6 home per day. So together if they work, they complete 1/6 of a home in a day. Now let's assume that A working alone can finish this task in A number of days. So how long it would take for B to complete this task if he was working alone? A plus 5. Right? So what is A's? So A, it would take A number of days. So this is in days. This is time. Okay, this is time. A plus 5 days. So now if I convert them to rate, what would be the answer? What would be the thing? How much work does A do in one day? He does 1/A house per day, and this guy does, the B does 1/A plus 5 house per day. And we know that the combined rate of work is 1/6. So if I add these two, 1/A plus 1/A plus 5 is 1/6. Now this is an equation in A, right? If you start solving it, you will get a quadratic equation whose final root, the only valid root for this quadratic equation would be, or this, if you solve this quadratic equation, A is equal to 10 and therefore B is equal to 10 plus 5, which is equal to 16. 15 days. Very simple. Okay. So let's move on. Next problem. Okay. So this was a quadratic equation. So if you're not able to solve it, don't worry. We'll get to it in future classes. You will just have to subscribe to our channel. Okay. Now this is another problem. I'm not going to solve it, but here I have kept it just to illustrate a concept. In some problems, you are given a rate, right? So from here, working continuously at its constant rate machine, it takes 3 hours to produce a batch of computer parts. 3 hours to produce a batch of computer parts. Right? So this is a rate, 3 hours to do certain amount of work. Okay, and similarly, it takes 2 hours to produce an identical batch of parts. So from this, you can derive the rates, the ideal rates of this machine. However, in reality, machine A needs a repair of 1 minute every 10 seconds, every 10 minutes. Okay, so 1 minute of time is gone in repairs. So the real work is done only for 9 minutes. Therefore, whatever is my real rate, whatever is my ideal rate, my real rate is only 9/10 of my ideal rate, and this is known as derating. So my real work is actually happening at slower pace than ideal work. Similarly, so this is for A. For B, the same thing we can write, real rate is actually equal to 28 by 30th of ideal rate. Right? And this is what you have to use in solving this problem. You have to use these real rates and not really ideal rates. Okay. So I just wanted to have this question here to illustrate this concept. Okay. Sometimes you will have to do this in problems. Now here is our problem. Here is our challenge problem, if you so call it. And I'll tell you that this is actually very simple. It is extremely simple. You will be able to solve this very quickly if you really understand the problem. A certain number of parts need to be produced. 30 parts are scheduled to be produced after each day. So originally the plan was to produce 30 parts per day. So original plan was to produce 30 parts per day. Now what happened in reality? In reality we did better than this. We were able to produce 1/3 of the parts. So in reality what happened? We were able to produce 1/3 of the parts at the rate of 30 parts per day, and then 2/3 of the parts we were able to produce at increased efficiency. What was that increased efficiency? Originally we were producing 30 parts per day, but now we increased the efficiency by 10%. So we were really able to produce 30 plus 30 into 10 by 100, which is equal to 33 parts per day. So our increased efficiency was 33 parts per day. So 2/3 of the parts were produced at the rate of 33 parts per day. Right? So this is the data which is given to us. Very simple. Now what is the difference in time between the original and the real scenario? So it took me 4 fewer days to complete the entire job. So let's compute how much time, right? If let's assume that total number of parts, right? Total number of parts is X. At this speed, how many days it would take me to complete the work? It would take me X by 30 days. In reality, how many days it takes me? Right. So 1/3 of the parts would be completed in these many days, plus this is X, okay, sorry, 1/3 X by 30, and then 2/3 of the parts would be completed in these many days, right? So this is the speed. 1/3 X is the number of parts which were completed at the rate of 30 parts per day. So it took me these many days to complete 1/3 parts, and then similarly it took me these many days to complete 2/3 parts in reality. And what is the difference between these two? The difference between, so this is a minus sign, is equal to 4 days. So here is my equation. Right? Let me solve it. Okay, so this minus this is 4. So let's solve it now. Okay, I'll solve it here in a different color so that it doesn't confuse you. What I'll first do is, right, this X by 30 will get subtracted from this 1/3 X by 30. So we get 2/3 X by 30 minus 2/3 x by 33, and that is equal to 4. So if you solve this, this 2 and 2 would cancel. So 2, this 3 would go on the other side. It would become 6. So answer would be if you solve it completely, the answer would be 1980. So the x, right, from here you can solve for x. So answer would be x is equal to 1980, and that is the final answer. So again, very simple. Okay, so extremely simple problem. Okay, the only thing which was required was to assume a variable x, and also at the same time really understand the problem. So as soon as we were able to understand the problem, we were able to write our equations and solve this problem very quickly. So let's move on. So in the next class, we would be discussing pipes and cisterns. Now, pipes and cisterns are really tricky. Some people find it tricky. It's not really tricky. The only thing you have to understand that in this entire class, what we have done, we have added rates. What have we done? Added rates. So there was certain rate for one person and there was certain rate for one person, and together they were working. So we added their rates together. In pipes and cisterns, one additional twist which happens is we can not only add rates, we can also subtract rates. So we will be able to subtract rates in pipes and cisterns, and this is what tricks some people. Right? So we'll discuss it in a little. So this should be pipes. Okay. So we'll discuss this in the very next class. I will solve a few problems, and in the class after that we'll look at head start, dead start, problems related dead heat, some terminology and problems related to races. So if you want to look at this, then do subscribe to our channel. All the details would be provided below this description video. All the formulas would be provided in the description of this video. So you enjoy and have a good day. Thank you.